What up, fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. And today we're going to talk about the preseason schedule, amongst other things, including Anthony Davis not yet signing that contract, whether it be a 1+1, a 2+1, or a 3+1. It'll be interesting to see what he does over the next couple of days. Rumor has that he's waiting for Giannis, so that's interesting. Like, could him and Giannis potentially pair up together in LA? That would be insane, right? But as of right now, all we know is that the NBA has officially released the preseason schedule, and that is officially starts December the 11th versus, you guessed it, the LA Clippers, right? And then on the 13th again versus the Clippers. So they're really milking this whole Clipper rivalry BS that we know doesn't exist because they don't have anything. And then after that, on the 16th, we face the Suns, followed by the 18th, the Suns again, right before the opener on the 22nd. So that is officially your preseason. Now, I'm looking forward to this. Obviously, we got a lot of new teammates, a lot of new players on the Lakers team, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they interact with each other on and off the court, as well as to see how the chemistry is looking and all that good stuff. So what are you guys excited for the most? Yes, we do have 2 spots left on the roster. And last I heard, there were 2 veteran minimum spots. So the 2-way they just gave to Giannis' little brother, I don't think it counts. It's a 2-way contract. So we have that. Now, very intriguing that we gave that contract to Giannis' little brother because, his brother commented on the post, which I find really interesting. Giannis intrigued by his brother getting another chance with the Lakers. I think that's a good thing. Hey, what's up, big baby? He said, I can't wait for Harold to dunk on PG's ass. I don't expect to see any of the main players the first couple of games. I'd be surprised if you see LeBron more than maybe 2 minutes out there on the court. You got to keep those guys healthy for the regular season. They don't need practice. So LeBron and AD, I'd bench him for at least the first three preseason games. And then if you want to play them a little bit, give them some run in the one before, that'd be perfect. But as long as they're practicing with the team here and there, I don't think they need too much preseason run, even though it would help as far as chemistry goes. But, with the season fast approaching on the 22nd, I think as long as we go healthy into the season, we'll be just fine. He said, Dan, I'm excited to see Talen Horton-Tucker play big minutes in preseason. I think he's going to prove a lot. I hope so, and I am as well, man. I hope Talen Horton-Tucker truly brings his A game because we can use that type of skill set from a young player like that. 2-way ability to slash, knock down open shots. It's going to be very intriguing. Now, we definitely won the offseason. The team that was in second place as far as improving the roster, I think, was the Atlanta Hawks. Well, it added Gallinari. They just got Bogdanovich. They drafted – who did they draft? Onyeka, something like that. I don't want to butcher his name, but, that one kid at center that used to play for USC, they drafted him. So they really did a good job of fixing that up and actually building a potential Eastern Conference playoff team. But we'll see. He said, we need another big and bring Dudley back. I definitely say – bring JD back because he did some recruiting. If you guys didn't hear, it was huge in the recruitment of Wesley Matthews. So, he's right. He's a ride or die for the squad, for reals. He said, unexpected Dan live today. Blessed. Appreciate you, Lil Dex. I appreciate that. Address the AD not signing yet. Yes, I actually touched on that right when we started the video, Jason Black. There's speculation going around that it's because Giannis hasn't signed his extension. But we did hear that he was going to sign shortly after Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving was yesterday. Hopefully you guys had a happy Thanksgiving with your families and all that. That already passed. So now the rumor about him potentially waiting to see what Giannis does, I think that one's a little bit more intriguing because if Giannis doesn't sign a contract extension, that means that AD could all of a sudden sign a 1+1, opt out next season, and have LeBron opt out as well. They take a bit of a pay cut, sign Giannis, then you go over the cap to re-sign LeBron and AD. Now you have that, crazy big 3. And if LeBron wins, they were talking about it today. If LeBron wins 3 more championships in LA, you can't deny him being the GOAT. So you better believe that LeBron's shooting for that, for sure. Thoughts on Dwayne Dedman? He's good. I like him. He's a stretch 5. He can definitely knock down some big shots for you. But I don't know, man. I want to see what they do with that final 2 roster spots. I'm very curious. I wanted Pau Gasol to come back on a minimal role, maybe a 3rd stringer off the bench, just so he could get himself another title. And then, but we'll see. He said, Dan, did you see the Kuz Puma video? Absolutely, man. I was going to break it down earlier with you guys, but I was busy. He's very motivated to come back, and I'm excited to see it. I knew it. He's on a contract year. He's seen his other teammates, all of them get paid. They all cashed out. So the fact that everybody's talking on his name after we just won a championship pretty much shows how motivated this kid is, and I can't wait to see what he brings to the table. Hey, Din, appreciate you, brother. He said, a lot of guys worried about new players with chemistry, saying Lakers did too much in the offseason, LOL. Not really. I mean, if you think about it, we had a lot of new players last year, right? We had a lot of new signings. Dwight Howard was a new signing. We had plenty of guys that we signed last year. So, yeah, I believe Danny Green was as well as a couple of others. But all in all, I got to say, when you have a championship team, the core is your superstars. Everybody else is just plug in. And so it's not a big deal. Chemistry only matters when you're rebuilding, when you're building a contender from scratch or you don't have the superstars in place, then, okay, chemistry matters a little bit more. Especially when you have LeBron, though, man. He makes the chemistry just flow. It just keeps flowing. He said Lakers should get Glenn Robinson and Dwayne Dedmon. I did hear a rumor that they're very interested in Glenn Robinson, who, he's a streaky guard. He's somebody who can fill him up quickly, or sometimes, he'll be in a slump. But I do like his athleticism and youth and ability to knock down shots for sure. Joshua said, Dan, how's the PS5? It's awesome, man. If you already haven't, check out my second channel, The Bat Cave, and I definitely be gaming on there, man. I've been having a blast playing with my friends. I haven't played it the last couple of days, but yeah, it's been cool, man. The Dan, training camp starts December 1st. Doesn't AD need to sign before? You know what? I expect the AD news to drop anytime soon. But remember, even if they miss a little bit of training camp, I'm not exactly sure it impacts the team, because we need these guys rested regardless, right? So all we need to know is that he'll sign when he'll sign. Bottom line, he's going to sign. It's not a big deal. There hasn't been one single rumor or report about him looking elsewhere or being sneaky. So, as long as he signs, I'm happy. I don't care when he signs, as long as he's ready to go for December 22 when the season starts. Dan, we've come a long way since the Mitch Kupchak rant after losing to Dallas and Clarkson and Randall, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be a subscriber, bro. Love your work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Wolfman34. You know what, man? Yeah, we have come a long way, but like I mentioned it back then, there was going to be beauty in the struggle, because when you made it to the top, it's just such happiness. Right now, we're on cloud 9. Not only did we win a championship, but we had the best offseason than anybody. Matter of fact, we might have had the best offseason from any championship that I can remember, like a championship team having an offseason. This might be the best one yet. I don't ever remember a championship team revamping their roster this much, like making it that much better. I don't recall. We added 2 6-man of the year candidates for next year. We added a vet in Wesley Matthews, of course, and then another 3-time All-Star Marc Gasol with some experience. So I don't recall the last time a championship team was able to revamp their roster like this. This is crazy, right? It might be history in the making. He said Jerry Buss needs to get the credit she just. Oh, Jeannie Buss, sorry. Jeannie Buss. You just put the J. So I assume you were talking about the last one. But yeah, Jeannie Buss needs to get the credit she deserves. Absolutely, man. The first official female sports owner to win a major championship for a sports group. Absolutely. We love Jeannie. She's going to continue doing her thing, man. She's the mother of dragons. She'll continue doing work. And I'm looking forward to the bright future. Not just Jeannie, but Rob Pelinka. Again, this man doesn't rest on his laurels. He continues to work. Even right now, he's probably working the phones trying to get a cheap deal on another backup center. So, all good. He said, my bad. No, you're good, bro. What do you think on Kuzma? I'm excited. I'm excited for him to prove the haters wrong. I've always been a believer. I mean, what people don't understand, and I've already touched on this on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me there, I'll repeat it. I said Kyle Kuzma had his best year his rookie season, okay? He was the 27th pick, and they treat him like if he was a lottery pick. They trash him all the time. He already exceeded most picks in that draft, except for some lottery picks, obviously. And then the year LeBron came, he had to take a backseat role. He went straight back to the bench. And, notably, he regressed a little bit offensively. But defensively this year, he improved, and we won a championship. People are acting like we lost the championship due to him or something. The hate this kid gets is just unreal and uncanny. I don't understand it, but it makes sense. See, because I started thinking, and I was like, wait a minute. The hate didn't start coming until after his rookie season. Around the same time LeBron arrived. When LeBron arrives, he brings his whole posse, and not all of them. Some of them are very gracious. I talked to some LeBron fans. They're awesome. We've welcomed them into our family like our own. But Lakers don't make death threats, and we definitely don't make those contracts, baiting people to sign so that certain players who earned a championship don't get it. That's childish, and that's not coming from Laker fans. So putting one and one together, the trade rumors started as soon as LeBron got here, so we know where they're coming from, the majority of them. Now, granted, there is a couple Laker fans that don't like Kuzma, and I understand. You don't have to like whoever you don't want to like for whatever the reason. You dated a Kardashian, you didn't like his hairstyle, whatever. But I'm not going to allow Kuzma to be as a punching bag. You have to give this kid credit, man. He improved defensively. He took a role without complaining, and now this year he's going to try to get his check. So I don't want to hear when his numbers start spiking up. I don't want to hear he takes poor shots. I don't want to hear he's forcing the issue, because this is what the monster you guys created with the criticism. By you guys, I mean most LeBron stans that always want to trade everybody, This isn't dominoes. You don't move pieces around just to move pieces around. We won a championship with the kid. Now we're going to win another championship with the kid, whether you like it or not. Don't be mad because your girlfriend likes him and stuff, man. Show the kid some love. Seriously. No scrub in the NBA, averages 16 points per game his career, especially the 27th pick. So if anything, he's been undervalued. Jameson, appreciate you, bro. He said, once again, the NBA shows their bias against us by denying our appeal of the Lil Dang contract. Thank you for reminding me this, man. I did want to touch on this and I almost forgot. The Lil Dang contract appeal. It was a long shot because he did go to another team before he retired. I think he played a couple games. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But you're right. The NBA does show their bias, especially because they held it away from us. But thankfully, Rob always has a plan B, C, and D. So he always goes to these other options. But you're 110% correct. Everybody else gets approved by it. We don't. Obviously the KD one was going to I'm sorry. The Klay Thompson one was going to get approved. Obviously, it was fresh. But isn't it funny how they made us wait before giving us an answer, hoping that we missed out on some free agents? Thankfully, we have a real shark working in the front office, and the Godfather's doing his thing. But we only have 2 more years, next year and the year after that, and then Lil Dang's contract comes off the books forever, and we don't ever have to see a trace of that thief again. He said they should start Kuzma. We'll see what happens there, man. Lakers ain't that good. Woo. Hey, man, if you're a hater, bro, you're better off just typing I'm a hater. That's more realistic than what you just typed in right now. Because seriously, how are they not that good? We just won a championship. You can pray and wish all you want. He said, what record do you think we're going to have this year? It's a 72 game season. So I think as long as we get 50, I'm happy. Remember, we do have to rest our stars some. So I think as long as we get 50, we're good, because they shaved off 10 games from the season. So 50 would be nice. If anything above that is extra. But with 50, I think we should get the first overall seed in the West. What do you think of Tres Tinkle? I haven't really looked too much into his game. He looks like he can knock down shots. He looks solid, man, honestly. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you I've scouted the kid, because I don't expect a lot of these players to make the team, especially, the rookies, the ones that were undrafted and unsigned. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But look, at the end of the day, whatever we do moving forward, man, the Laker team's already set. So if anybody can crack that, that's a bonus. Like if we find one of these kids undrafted, which I don't doubt we could, and that'll be a bonus. He said rotation and starting 5 video. We don't need a whole video for that, man. We could break that down right here, right now. How about that? So my rotation, as we stand right now, is going to be Alex Caruso at the point guard starting, because I love his defense and the chemistry he brings with LeBron James, right? So Alex Caruso starts, and then as shooting guard, KCP, obviously, we didn't pay him that money to come off the bench, so most likely he's going to start. At the 3, we're going to have LeBron James, the king, undefeated, best position. He could play the point forward from there. He could slide down, play some power forward. We run him at the 3. At the 4, Anthony Davis, obviously, and at the 5, it's probably going to be Marcus, but I wouldn't be mad if they went Montrez there. But if you want to keep your depth off the bench, that way when LeBron sits, we continue to keep and expand leagues. You bring Trez off the bench, you leave Marcus there, because you're not going to need too much scoring from him. Whatever he chips in here and there defensively, that's a bonus, and offensively. Off the bench is when it gets interesting, right? Obviously, backup point guard, Schroeder. Backup shooting guard, Wesley Matthews. And that could be interchanged with KCP and him. They can interchange depending on matchups or foul trouble or whatever. But Wesley Matthews at the backup 2. At the backup 3, this is where it gets interesting. You can go multiple directions, but I'm going to go with Marcus Morris. I'm going to want to stay big there. And then at the backup 4, actually, I changed my mind. I moved Marcus Morris to the backup 4. Who do we have at the 3? I'm not sure obviously Kuz at the backup 3. Duh. Kuz at the backup 3. At the 4, Marcus Morris. And at the 5, Montrezl Harrell. So, yeah, that's my rotation for starters and bench, and then everybody else gets spotty minutes here and there. But yeah, Markieff, my bad. But yes, Markieff Morris, obviously at the 4, and then at the 5, Montrez. That would be, I think that's a perfect team. Back in starting and backing up. What do you guys think of my lineups? Obviously, I decided to keep Caruso at the starter because I feel like he earned it. He earned the starting role point guard for the Lakers in the finals. I would keep him there. He said, Clippers 2021, it's our year. Oh, my goodness. The delusion is unreal. Oh, man. Somebody tell this guy that we live on planet Earth, not Mars. Do you think McKinney will improve? You know what? Again, he seems like a solid 3-and-D type defensive wing. I'm not sure if he gets any run over here unless we get in foul trouble or unless he proves something in training camp. But, he said, that's my top 5. He said, start THT as a 2 guard. I mean, I would love to, but he would have to earn it because there's some 2 guards there that got paid way more than him. I'm talking about KCP. It would look really questionable on the front office if they pay KCP all that money and then they have a second-year player there. He said, bro, you are the best Lakers YouTuber. Love your content. Thank you so much, Lauren. I appreciate that. That's really nice. He said, Dan, been watching you for 20 years. 20 years. That's funny. I haven't been on for 20 years, but nice try, brother. But I get the point, man. I appreciate the love, support, and the loyalty you guys have shown over the years. Even when we struggled, I remember some of you guys here, man. So I love all you guys. He said, yo, Dan, just tuned in. Who do you think the Lakers will get to complete the roster? Love from the Philippines. Honestly, for the first time in a long time, I have no clue, man. No clue at all. I do like a couple of pieces there. Obviously, there's still Kyle Korver, who's a knockdown shooter. But we can always use one of those. But we'll see if he still has any sort of, some people say Deadman, who just got cut from the team, I think. He got bought out, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see what Rob decides to do there because he could owe Jared Dudley a roster spot. If he was recruiting for us, I want him back because, we're that type of class franchise that we pay it forward. You do something good for us, we do something good for you. That's the way it is. You scratch our back, we scratch yours. So, yeah, I'd bring him back for that and locker room presence as well. He said Reggie Jackson and Deadman. Reggie Jackson is a big question mark for me. He wasn't very good for the Clippers last year. He was the big, midseason trade they got. And honestly, he's one of these high volume scorers that needs a lot of possessions to be effective. Obviously, he's not going to get that here. He didn't even get that with the Clippers, let alone is he going to get this on a championship team. So we need players that are just going to buy into their role and maximize their capabilities to the best of their abilities. He said, but tune for the Lakers, and the Lakers will be complete. I do like his size and defensive potential, but we'll see what happens there. Dan, shout out from San Diego. Hey, SD in the house. I hope K-Cog gets one of those last roster spots. Well, that's an interesting one, Devontae K-Cog, because remember, we did get 2 undrafted players, and if they impress, maybe they'll take one of those 2-way contracts. But I think that's the reason they're going to keep it open. My man said 900 pennies. Oh, yeah, it was hilarious, man. I went shopping for an Xbox. For those of you that don't know, I had one reserved, but I gave it up to my homie. I'm not going to say who his name is or whatever, but for Christmas, for his family. So bottom line is I was looking for another Xbox, and I got frustrated, man. So I went on OfferUp and just started just trolling the scalpers, man. I told this one guy, I'll give you 900 for it right now. You take it or leave it. My man goes, okay, we can meet up tomorrow. I said, so 900 pennies? They just said, LOL, man. But it was just fun. He said, did AD already sign? No, he has not. Well, I'll be the first one to break it to you, man. I'll be right here live as long as I'm not at work when it happens. But I should be here talking about it when it happens, man. So you heard it from me first. He said, what's up, Dan? You going to watch the Mike Tyson fight? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch that Mike Tyson fight, honestly. He said, looks like you've lost some weight. I appreciate that. I've been working out and I have been playing ball with my boys lately, so that for sure worked out, as well as drinking nothing but water, except for Thanksgiving. But drinking mostly water really helps when you're trying to lose weight, because all those extra salts and stuff, that you put in your body, all those sugars unnecessary, you're no longer putting them in. What do you think about a trade, Kyle Kuzma from KCP for Levine? I would do it if it happens, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point. It would have happened already. He said, DTLF highlight reel, please. Oh, man, that's coming real soon, man, to a theater near you. And just so you know, the theaters are closed, so I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do about it. No, I'm just playing. I don't have nobody to record me, man. When I get out there with my boys, we want to play. We need to have enough people. And with the COVID, it's hard to get enough people anyways. So, it's hard to, maybe I'll buy one of those stands and put my phone there and just record us playing. But it's not the same when you have a camera moving around, zooming in and out. But we'll see. Can I shoot? Ooh, I'm one of the best, man. I think that's the specialty, that and playmaking, the specialties in my game. And when I was younger, I was super athletic, man. I used to be able to grab the rim 2 hands and all that. But now that I'm about to hit 30, man, I'm a month away. I got to slow down and change my game around a little bit. He said, Dan, I was checking out your music. Fire. I appreciate that. And got a mixtape coming out real soon. So stay tuned for that, man. I'm trying to make it, man. If I don't make it here, I'll make it there. But bottom line is, I love music, man. I do it for the fun of it. If you guys like it, that's a bonus. Dan, these Flipper fans are scared, bro. I'm not worried about them. There's other teams in the West that I think are a little bit better, like the Denver Nuggets. Give them their respect. I don't think, I don't think that that's something that they I don't think that's something they saw coming, the league, and they probably think it's a fluke. They probably think last year was a fluke. So, at the end of the day, you have to take it 1 year at a time. And I'll tell you this about Denver. They got better. They did lose Jerry and Grant, but I think 1 year in the playoffs with all that experience beating those teams, I think that's going to be, crucial for the young players, especially Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying? Pretty Rome said, you look like you're 20 years old, Dan. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I try. He said, where are you where did I get the Kobe poster? I got that at the mall, bro. And I had a little smudge, but we just painted over it, and it's good. Am I married? No, I'm not married. Bron is here to get 3 rings and get a statue. I think so, man. I think he can do it, especially the way we're trending. Man, the way the Lakers are trending right now, I think it's inevitable that they're going to win multiple championships, and I think they're going to dominate this next, from 2020 moving forward. I really see us winning at least 3 out of these next 10, at least, maybe more. But, Dan, my starting 5, I mentioned it earlier, but I'll repeat it just for you. Okay, so let's start with Caruso, KCP, LeBron, AD, and Marc Gasol. That's my starting 5. What this does is it keeps the bench intact and powerful and ready just to, come in and continue to maintain those leads. That's what we got to do. What are your hobbies when you're not streaming? I love playing basketball, recording music, watching sports, and just spending time with my family. That's the most important things. Dan, who are we going to use our last 2 roster spots on? Great question. Again, I have no idea who, but I would like Kyle Korver, if not Pau Gasol, obviously just for nostalgia value. But we'll see. Hey, what's up, Father Bass? How you doing, bro? What size is your TV? 55-inch. 55-inch, but it's the good model. It's the 2020 model, and it comes with all the little bells and whistles as far as what I'm saying, as far as next gen gaming and stuff like that. So if you guys are planning on getting a next gen console, you have to upgrade your TV. If not, it's kind of like pointless. Might as well stay with the X or the PS4. So yeah, there's that. He said Lakers 2021. I believe it, Devin, and not just 2021. I think 2022 as well. We have 2 things that nobody else has: LeBron James and AD. That's the reason we are winning multiple chips. Exactly. And people don't understand the power of star power. Like when you have star power like that, last time we were that deep was Kobe and Shaq. And you can debate about who was the better duo. Obviously, I'm taking Kobe and Shaq because they already won 3 rings. But I got to tell you, this duo might be able to just as big of a mark if they continue to gel, or, build that chemistry and just get better. I still feel Anthony Davis has another gear he can go to, because last year, as great as he was footwork wise, stretching the floor, playmaking, playing defense, I feel like if he just takes higher percentage buckets closer to the rim at times instead of fading away and settling, I think he can up his average. And I really think this is going to be the year. And you heard it here first, so write it down, whatever. I really think this is going to be the year AD wins his MVP. This is it. This is it. Dan, your video has been getting great views lately. Congrats, bro. Thank you, man. Hard work pays off, brother. I appreciate that. Lauren said, do you think that Cook will sign back? And do you like him? I do like Cook. I don't think he'll sign back. I think he's a nice guy. He's just too undersized for today's NBA. He doesn't play much defense, and he's not a consistent shooter at this point of his career. So, we'll see what happens there. Pretty Rome said, I watched Trevor Lane and Alan Silva's show. I hope you can have a collaboration show with them. Laker Nation is the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. You guys are too kind. I'd be blessed. I'd be blessed if they were ever gracious enough to have me in the show. Sure, man. I love those guys. Everybody who covers the Lakers is amazing to me. Everybody, including shout out to my dog, Big Baby Jonathan, man. Always writing, putting in the work, man. So definitely check him out if you already haven't. Yeah, everybody, man. It's all love. You cover the Lakers. We have a common interest. So we all family, even if we don't always agree on our points and stuff like that. But we have one common goal, and that's the Lakers winning. So I feel really close. Man, last time I went to Staples Center, I was chopping it up with a random fan that was sitting in front of me. So that was nice. It's the connection, man. The connection you can have with fans is a family. All you guys that wish me a happy Thanksgiving, it truly feels special and amazing. So thank you guys, and I wish you guys the same. Can you imagine the team on scrimmage, second unit versus the first team? That's only competition right there. He said, diehard Lakers fan from Sanford, Dan. That's what's up, Carlos. Welcome, brother. Hey, I can imagine it, and it's healthy competition. As long as nobody gets injured, knock on wood, right? We want to make sure that these guys compete, but stay healthy, because health is the only thing that can stop us from winning a championship. And the primary two pieces we gotta protect are LeBron James and Anthony Davis. If we can protect those two, like just treat them like gems, everybody else is the pawns, right? So, but we have to make sure that the team is healthy moving in to next season. So, yep. He said, analysts say Giannis will destroy the NBA if he joins the Lakers. I don't think so. He said the Lakers are just preparing for the future. Exactly. Here's the thing. How will he destroy the NBA? People just say that when they don't want a super team to form. They're not complaining about, KD, Kyrie, and James Harden potentially destroying the NBA when that was a possibility. But it shows you the hate that these analysts have for the Lakers. They're trying to dissuade Giannis from going there. Recently, a report said that they don't think he'll leave because he's not like KD. Guess what this is? This is mind control. This is reverse psychology. They're hoping that they can say things to dissuade Giannis from going to the Lakers. Bottom line is this. If Giannis wants to be a Laker, he will be a Laker. And the Lakers will make him happen because we have a shark. And it's not going to destroy the NBA because LeBron doesn't have that much time left in the NBA. Regardless of whatever LeBron stands say, maximum he has 3 to 4 years at the most. And then after that, guess who's taking over? AD and Giannis. I hope the Clippers move out of Los Angeles because this team is a disgrace to LA Nation. Absolutely. 110% agree with you. And I think they already started a petition to move them out. But I don't think it'll get far. As long as they have that owner that has millions of dollars and he wants to be stubborn, that's unfortunate for the rest of us. We have to endure that beach volleyball logo of a basketball poor excuse of a team. So yep. He said, go Lakers. What up, Dan? Appreciate you and your channel. Been watching since we drafted D'Angelo. Go Lakers. Yes, sir. Hey, it's been a while. It's been a journey. And I was actually looking at a post of all the players we've drafted except for Kuz up until now have cashed out. So that's kudos to the front office on picking the right players, man. Most of those guys are making 40 mil plus, on their contract. So that's major. With D'Angelo being the highest paid one. No, actually, I think it's Brandon Ingram now. I'm not sure. It's a toss-up between those two. But you got to love it, man. I'm always attached to our draft picks. As long as they don't go to the Clippers. See, I forgot completely Zubats existed because he's a Clipper, which is no fault of his own. However, he did resign an extension, so I can't root for him no more. But everybody else, I love so much. He said, AD and Giannis would be perfect together. And the Lakers are the type of team to make that happen for them. They're the type of team to bring major championships and build the right roster around and AD and Giannis. Get the shooters. They need to space the floor and open up things for them to operate down low. So yeah, of course it would be amazing. I'll let you out right now, Papa. My dog's crying because he wants to go use the restroom. So I'll get off in a little bit, guys. She said, what breed is your dog? I love dogs. Lakers have a lot of dogs this year. Can't wait to see them play next month. My dog, he's a little mix. He's mixed between a Chihuahua and some furry dog. I don't know what he is, but my neighbor gave it to us because she thought, we'd be good dog owners. And she was right, because they gave away all these dogs, and we're the last ones that actually have a surviving dog, or didn't give it away at least. So yeah, they recognize that we're good dog owners. What's up, Dan? Always enjoy listening to your knowledge of the game and appreciate your dedication. Oh, also, not to forget, I have another member of my family. His name's Rocky. He's a pit bull. So yeah, I have multiple dogs, and I love them both. LeBron really turned around everything for the Lakers. I remember nobody wanted to come to the Lakers for a lot of years. They back on top. Yes, LeBron was the first official brave person to come here. And I say brave because it's a lot of pressure coming on to take on this legacy and, bringing this team from a losing to a winning team. And so LeBron was the first brave soldier to come join, but he knew what was going to happen. He knew we'd build properly around him. He knew he'd win multiple championships. And so far, so good. Now, the only reason free agents didn't want to come here is because they believed they bought all the media hype about how the Lakers wouldn't be good no more, how we were a toxic franchise. We only had one toxic person in the franchise, and that was Jim Buss. Once we got rid of him, and unfortunately his accomplice, which was Mitch Kupchak at the time, the Lakers just shot over the moon and the stars quickly over the next couple of years. They drafted better, they traded better, and they put themselves in position to win. He said, Dan, Chivas or America? My family's from Guadalajara, so I love the Chivas, brother, all day and twice on Sunday. Hey, what's up, Renee? Vegas don't want to curse team LMFAO. How likely do you think Giannis is a Laker? Believe it or not, I'm going to give you a high percentage, man. I'm going to give you a 60-40. I think there's a 60% chance he joins the Lakers and a 40% chance he doesn't. The only 40% being the fact that he listens to the outside noise telling him that he would ruin his legacy like KD did. But here's the fact of the matter is that playing for a great team like the Lakers, a championship here means way more than a lot of places, unless you're in New York or elsewhere where it would be equal because they haven't won in a long time. But remember, Giannis ain't even from this country, man. He don't have a hometown. So, people from the reason I think he'll join here, because people from other countries, they always look. They look. Who are the teams they're always talking about in the NBA, right? The Celtics, the Lakers. So that's what they grow up on. I have a feeling Giannis was a Laker fan growing up. Nothing confirmed. Don't take my word for it, but I just have a feeling based on what his girlfriend has said in the past and little things here and there that I've realized about Giannis. Eddie's still mad we won the championship. Get out of here, Eddie. Come on, man. You have a cool name. That's my brother's name, but just get over yourself. Get over yourself, man. That's all. I don't know why. You don't need to hate. If you're jealous of us, just say that and move forward. He said, thanks for reading my messages, Dan. You're awesome. Do you think Montrez will be a starter or a sixth man? I want him to win the most improved, so the Clippers will regret not wanting him. You're welcome, by the way. Do I think he'll be a starter or a sixth man? I still think he'll stay a sixth man. But trust me, the Clippers already regret losing him. He was the heart and soul of the team. He was the engine. Even though he's a bit undersized for his position, he plays above the rim. He's quick. He has a motor. And he was averaging 18.7 or was it 18.9 points per game and just doing it all off of hustle because no plays were drawn off of for him. Now, the moment he's on the floor with AD or LeBron, he's going to feast because guess what? They get all the double teams. They get all the attention. He cuts really well. LeBron will find him. So will AD. AD's high basketball IQ. People forget he was a point guard in high school. So till he shot up and hit that growth spurt, he still has that IQ, some of that ball handle, and that's what makes him the most lethal and explosive big man in the league. The fact that he's so versatile. Dan, why doesn't Dang play? Dang retired. Dan, do you have a PS5? Yes, I do. Hey, Dan, I believe Montrez will have something up his sleeve that he didn't show. Again, he's a hustle guy. He's been that since he was with the Houston Rockets, but he's only amplified that throughout his career as his career has continued. So I think he'll do more of the same. We just need him to stick to his role. Like he said, he wants to do whatever it takes to help us win a championship. That's the right mindset to have. Because if he comes in here trying to get numbers and stuff, he could hurt the chemistry. We don't need that from him. We need him to have the right mindset, come in here, be that garbage man, hustle, get everything off of rebounds, put everything back, and just do the things he needs to do. Black Ops, yes, I've been streaming on my second channel, The Bad Cave, so go ahead and subscribe to that. I will continue to stream. I do have Black Ops, and I love it. Dan, do you think we have enough big wing defenders and shooting this season? I do. I think we're set at every position. If anything, we could bolster a little bit more is the center and the point guard position. Those are the two that I could see maybe a spare player here or there. So, yep. Am I getting the new Xbox? I haven't had any luck, Jeremy. If I was lucky enough, yeah. Like I said, I had secured it, but I gave it to one of my friends for Christmas. So he'll be the one that's benefiting from that. I don't want to be greedy. I already have the PS5. So I'm okay with waiting until next year if we are not able to get that Xbox. It's not, I'm an adult. I'm a grown man, so I'll be all right. Will Lou be gone from the Clippers? Lou Williams? I like Lou Will, but I stopped respecting him. I actually had a conversation with Lou Will on Twitter. People that have been following me for a long time remember that. He said I was still a fan of his, even though he's not a Laker. I said, negative. I'm only a fan of Laker players, man. Especially if you're a Clipper, I can't respect that. So I told him respectfully, would I ever take Lou Williams back? Sure. They would never trade him this way. So that's neither here or there. Now, Lou Williams to me is more of a regular season player because he hasn't proven it consistently enough in the playoffs. Or maybe he hasn't been enough in the playoffs to prove it. But I knew that his little fadeaway, little leaner jump shot wasn't going to get called for a foul in the playoffs. A lot of these players like James Harden, their game just decreases because they flop so much that when the playoffs get going, guess what? The refs swallow their whistle just a little bit more. I mean, LeBron, they missed so many calls on LeBron as far as him getting fouled that just utter ridiculousness. But at the end of the day, you have to play through it, and that's how you win a championship. Now, there's certain players that don't flourish in the playoffs because they're too soft. James Harden being the primary one. He drops MVP numbers in the regular season. Come playoff time, all that goes away. So she said, I'm just worried we haven't heard anything from AD signing his new contract. Oh, don't worry. He'll be fine. I think there's a purpose and time for all this. And it's going to come before the season starts. So we'll be just fine. As long as he resigns, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Many are calling the Lakers a super team this season. I think not. But add Giannis, now that's a super team. Yeah, we're not a super team. We got two superstars. Most NBA championship teams have two superstars. It's hard to win with just one. The last NBA championship team that won with just one superstar was the Dallas Mavericks when they beat the Heat in 2011. I think it was 2011. Yeah, that was the last team to beat a super team with just one superstar. And that was Dirk. And then they had a bunch of good role players and has-beens, guys like Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler. So that doesn't happen very often. That's why my respect just skyrocketed for Dirk when he did that. Josh, he said, I'm a Sixers fan, but I love your content, bro. I appreciate that, man. Y'all don't know what it means to me when all these other fan bases show respect. I just reciprocate it. And you guys have a bright future. Now, I am very curious to see what's going to happen with Ben Simmons and Joel. Is this going to be the last time you guys have a run at both of those guys? Or are you guys still going to continue to build around them? It's going to be interesting because we know Daryl Morey, who's now running the show over there, we know that he loves his shooters. And he traded for a couple, right? He got Danny Green. He got Seth Curry, right? I think Seth Curry went there. Yeah, he traded for a couple. But I think you need maybe a Bradley Beal or even like a James Harden would actually go perfect with Joel. Problem is Joel, it's hard for him to stay healthy. But I do appreciate the love, man. I wanted just to give you a little breakdown of what I think of your team. I love the talent. One thing I don't like is Joel Embiid's attitude. I feel like if he fixed that, if he just had a better attitude and outlook on life, I think he would be more successful because sometimes egos get in the way, right? And I think that's part of the reason Jimmy Butler left. But that's neither here or there. Thank you so much for the donation, bro. Dan, what if the Lakers traded Kuzma for Kevin Durant? Next question. What's your PSN? You know what? Somebody sent me a friend request, but then when I clicked on the message, it wasn't there. I'm an Xbox guy, so I don't really know how to navigate too well. I don't play too much, so I play here and there. I don't know how to navigate the menus too well. But okay, now get this. I'm a humble dude in real life, but online I talk hella smack, man. It's the Compton in me. It just comes out, right? And so my PSN, and don't judge me for this, Laker Nation, I love y'all, is smash on that ass 24, because I love smashing people, just destroying them online. So yeah, I always like to talk smack online. That's what it's for. It's about having a good time. We don't need to be sensitive online, man. Dan, did you see Norvell signed a deal with Chicago? I'm happy he got a deal. Yes, I did, Chris. I'm very happy for the young fella. I was shocked when we cut him from the roster. Did we cut him or did we trade him? Then we cut him from the roster. I was shocked because I thought he showed out. He showed out when he played. So that was, interesting. I think the kid has a lot of talent. Yeah, smash on that ass. 2-4. Always Kobe number at the end of every single one of my gamer tags. So we repping heavy over here. Dan, do you think AD and LeBron still switch jersey numbers? Oh, man, I hope not, because I have both of their jersey numbers, that you guys gifted me. So I appreciate that. But I have both of them from this season, and I would hate if they switch up, because now I have to go and get the other ones as well. But regardless, these are already throwback jerseys. We won a championship with these numbers. Personally, me, I wouldn't switch it. They won championships with these numbers already. So why not just keep the same number? But we'll see. To be determined. Maybe after he signs, maybe we'll hear something about that. Do you think THC will get more playing time this season? Depending on how much development he shows in training camp. That's going to matter. Training camp and preseason matters to players like THC, because they may not get a lot of time to showcase their skill in the regular season. So let's just say he doesn't look very sharp training or preseason, then they're probably going to continue to develop him and just keep him under wraps till they're ready to showcase. And remember, anytime you have a championship team, it's really hard to scratch the surface as far as a young player trying to get on the rotation. However, the positive is that Frank Vogel has spoke very highly of this young kid and has said that they looked for more minutes even in the finals last year, even throughout the playoff run. So, we'll see. Maybe trading away Danny Green, letting go of Rondo and Dwight will open up more minutes. We'll see. AD trying to play us. It was reported that the Lakers were the only team he'd resign with. Now it's hesitation. Not feeling this. There's no hesitation there, bro. But everything happens for a reason. The Lakers are doing it like this, I think, to find out if Giannis is going to sign that contract extension or not. I think he already verbally agreed with Rob. They just haven't signed on a dotted line. And one thing we have to give credit to Rob Pelinka for is he keeps everything on the wraps. So you hear nothing about any report until the move happens. You have to respect somebody like that. You have to love the fact that he's keeping everything on the wraps. That way other GMs can't step in, swoop in, and do something stupid, right? Yeah, I'm not even concerned about AD. I never was. From the moment we traded him, I told you guys, once he comes to the Lakers, smart players don't leave the Lakers, especially when you're a superstar and you're being built around to win championships. He just came from a losing franchise to win a championship his first year with the Lakers. There would be absolutely no reason why he leaves. Money and championships and beautiful people, culture, weather, all of that. No way. He said Rob Pelinka and Rich Paul are the second deadliest duo in the league behind James and Davis. I like that, Myron. I like that a lot. That's a fact. No cap. He said, hi, Dan. What is the size of your what? What? Oh no. I'm sorry. I can't disclose that. Oh my goodness. But thank you for I appreciate the kind gesture. Dan, San Diego is too nice for the Flippers. What city are you thinking? What city am I thinking? Seattle. The Seattle Clippers would be, I think it has a ring to it, Maybe you could even call them the Seattle Flippers. They flip from one city to the next. I would love it. I would love that. Send them to Seattle. I'd probably start cheering for them in Seattle because that city deserves, a team. So, absolutely. Send them out to the Clippers. Oh, that was funny, Rome. You got me. Trez is going to play better. You think so? You know what? I think numbers-wise, don't expect the same thing because he was on a weaker team. So, obviously, they count more on him. But maybe he will. Maybe he won't. We'll see. San Diego was the former Clippers. Yeah, but I don't know. So lately, all kinds of sport franchises have been leaving San Diego, including the Chargers. I don't know. I'm not feeling San Diego. It's too close to Cali, man. Let's move them out. It's in Cali. It's too close to LA. Let's move them out of here, man. Let's get them out of here. Far away. Las Vegas not feeling that either. Put them in Seattle, man. We really don't want to see them this close. The Tijuana Clippers, I like that. That has a ring to it for sure. For sure. All right, guys, I'll take one more question. He said, what's good, DTLF? I'm in Los Angeles visiting my aunt and uncle, and I went downtown to LA to feed the homeless yesterday. I thought about you. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Much love to your Lakers. Man, this guy has the best heart. I appreciate you, man. For real. God bless you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. It doesn't get taken for granted. You know, you're one of the nicer people that, well, I know the homegirl on here, you know, Laker Nation for life. She's super nice as well. But some of you guys just really surprise me by the heart you guys have, man. You guys get out here and put in work in your communities and just do special things. That touches me, and it teaches me to be a better person. It elevates my game as far as, you know, interacting with people and just trying to be a better person. So that's super nice of you, man. I'll say that straight up. And I want to leave this video on a positive note, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all, and make sure, please smash the like button if you guys agree with everything I say or not. Just show some love and support. It truly helps the channel. If you already haven't, please consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys here as soon as something drops, even if it's a little pins and needles, whatever we're hearing here and there. I'll definitely you know, come back here and share my insights with you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a great rest of your night. God bless y'all, and happy holidays.